Hello, everyone. My name is Heather Aston, and this is my channel, Titi's Trinkets and Treasures. If it's your first time watching one of my videos, welcome. I'm very happy that you stumbled across this. I hope that it is informative and educating enough to pique your interest and maybe you'll want to subscribe and change your notification bell to all so that you don't miss any future videos of mine. If you're a returning viewer, thank you for your continued support. Without you guys, I don't know that I'd still be doing this. So I greatly appreciated it. Now, we are still in the middle of the 28 days of men's jewelry challenge, but I'm a little bit behind. So today's Thursday, and I'm supposed to wrap this up on Father's Day. And if you do the math, not quite enough days. So I'm going to try to release a few different videos each day so that I can get caught up and you guys have as many designs to choose from as your little heart desires. So today I'm going to teach you a more complex macrame knot known as the cat's paw to do a quick and easy piece of jewelry. So let's go down to the mat so I can show you what we're working with. First and foremost, we are working with 2mm natural brown leather from Leather Cord USA. Sorry, hold on. From Leather Cord USA, which is the only place that I like to buy my leather from because it's consistently the best leather I've come across. It's soft, it's supple, it's well conditioned, the dyes are nice and work well. So we're going to need this. Then we're going to need an earring blank. They generally start out looking like this unless you buy them pre-stained. So I just stained this one that I'm going to use. And no, we're not going to make a pair of earrings for your dad. But if you want some, by all means. But that's not what we're doing tonight. So we are going to do a quick and easy jewelry piece. Once we get past the knots, I keep it very simple so that we can get finished with it quickly. So a cat's paw knot starts as a lark's head knot, but ends up like this. I'm still not quite sure why it's called a cat's paw knot, but it is. The thing is that it's much easier to bead with because when you do a barrel knot, they're side by side. And even if you use like a 4mm bead, unless it's thin as paper, they're going to be jockeying for position. Whereas this one pulls out separately and it looks nice. So then once we're done with this, we're going to use some foam beads, some handmade silver bicone metal beads from Ethiopia, and some cedarwood from Africa. These two were featured in the live sale last night. Unfortunately, this was one of a strand, meaning one of a kind, no more to exist. So I'm going to teach you how to do this. Obviously, you can add more beads, less beads, whichever you want. This piece, it was just the buffalo horn bead here. Sorry, I cannot talk today. Focal here. Okay. So to go ahead and get started, guys, we are going to find the center spot of our leather and we're going to push it back to front and pull these two strands through. Now, if you pull this tight, you have the lark's head knot. And as I just explained, it sticks very straight. Same thing with the barrel knot. They're right next to each other, so it's hard to do. So instead, we're going to stop at about this point. You're going to grab where the pieces of leather cross themselves like that, and you're going to spin this once. If you don't hold on, it will come undone. I lost my leather there. Okay. So let's try that again, shall we? It's a complex knot, and I don't want you guys to think that I do it perfectly every time because I don't. So we're going to try again. We're going to hold where the leather crosses itself, and we're going to spin this once, twice, 3 times, and a 4th. Then we are going to grab our leather strands, holding onto the knot, and we're going to slowly start working them down the piece of leather. But this top piece needs to be up top. Or that one. Why is it not looking correct? I think I did something wrong. So if it turns out like this, that is not what it's supposed to look like. So we're going to try it again. I don't even know how that happened. I must have been holding my leather wrong or something. I don't know. So pull that out. Make sure these are still lined up, which they are not. Goodness gracious. Get this level again. Okay, so we're back to the lark's head knot, except we're going to pull it out. Hold on to it. I think I'm holding it out like too far, too loose, and that's what's happening. So we're just going to go once. What? I let go of my knot. Sorry. I don't know what just happened. My leather is twisted or there we go. So hold on to the leather. We're going to twist once, twice, 3 times. Keep that leather over here. And a 4th. And it is going to get a little bit harder to knot with each level. And it did it again. Why is it doing this? I don't understand. See, right there would be fine, but see, I'm missing half of the twist. So you've got to do 4 full twists. Otherwise, one side will have one more loop than the rest. Okay. And a 3rd time. This is supposed to be a quick and easy video. Goodness. Okay. So once. Nope, I'm not twisting on that side. That's what's happening. Hold it. And go once, twice, 3 times, and the 4th. Grab your leather cord. There we go. I think we got it this time. And it should look something like this. I can't, like that. Okay. You're going to slowly slide your leather down into place. I don't think I got as many little grooves as I normally do. I'm missing one. Okay, so it should have one more line, at least. You can go more than that. But given that it didn't go so well the first 2 times, nope, I want you guys to see the full effect. But I might have to cut another piece of leather. Because the part that I was twisting it's starting to look a bit frayed. So let me take this piece of leather off. I'm going to try to use a conditioner on it and bring it back, but I don't want to do a piece of jewelry that's weak like that. So let me grab another length of leather, because that, at least both strands are long enough that I could just cut the middle part out and still use it for a bracelet or whatnot. Okay. Another piece of leather. Let's try this again, shall we, folks? Okay, we're going to put it through the center of what we want to knot on. We are going to start what is a lark's head knot. which is this. And then you pull it down and it goes like that. So with the cat's paw knot, you want to hold it and twist once, twice. I nope, wasn't holding on that side. Can't do that. Okay. Once, twice, a third, and one more. Come on, give me one more, please, without messing up. Okay, let's hope I got it this time. You're going to slowly rock. I did indeed. We're going to slowly rock the leather down until it's at the top. Now, obviously, we want the earring hole blocked by the leather. And you can actually go in and just put a tad bit of glue there to keep it where it needs to be. Now, some people like this side, guys, which it basically looks like two barrel knots, only it isn't. And as you can see, they're separated. So now when I put a bead on both sides of the knot, if I can get the beads down where they go, you will see that they both fit well. They're not like pushing one up and the other one up. They're staying where they're supposed to be. And it still looks nice. It's coming out just great. I do not know what's up with my camera. It's not in the right position. Ugh. Okay, we'll deal with it. Sorry, I'll leave it alone. So it's a very nice knot. Now, like I said, you can stop right here if you want. You're good to go. You're going to need to knot, or you're going to need to glue inside of the knots to make sure that they don't come out, because this will loosen very easily, especially if you're using slick leather. If you have the shiny leather, I like natural and or matte are the type I like. They hold their shape better. In my opinion, they're prettier and they're good to go. So we have these two silver bicones. Then we're going to put a piece, one of the cedarwood, or not cedarwood, Tibetan sandalwood in place. Then the bone bead. The other piece of sandalwood, and we're going to stop with one last bicone. There we go. We're going to do the same on the other side. Now, I asked both of the men in my house right now if they like this, and they both said yes. So you can obviously use whatever pattern gemstone that you want, but I like this. I thought it was very rustic looking. It's not too much. You could totally do this, swap it out for pearls. Instead of using wood, you could use something sparklier. You didn't have to use the handmade silver beads. You could get some large hole crystals. There are a lot we can do. Now, since this looks like a barrel knot down here, that's how I'm going to finish up both sides, by doing a barrel knot. So I'm going to go ahead and clip this so the metal bead doesn't keep going up and down. Because they are handmade, they're not perfectly smooth. So that's why I'm going to put a barrel knot there, so that the silver isn't going up and down, scratching the leather. So we need a tube bead. I prefer straight ones. It just works out better for me personally. If you like the curved, use the curved. So I'm going to take the piece of leather down underneath the tube, pulling towards me. We're going to go around And when we come around the second time, we want to go before the other wrap towards the left hand. And you're going to do one more if you didn't start off so close that you're right on top of your bead like I did. Give yourself a little bit more room, guys. You also don't have to do a triple round knot. You also don't have to do this as a triple. You could go around 3 times and have 2 here, and then you can do 2 up here. So there's that side. We're going to go over to the other one. Do a barrel knot on this as well. Hold on to the barrel knot tube, wind under towards yourself once, towards your left hand twice, a third time. Take your leather through the end of the barrel knot tube, tube bead, whatever you want to call it. And there you go. It's great. Now, you can make this adjust. Actually, I don't think we have enough leather to make this adjustable. Let me see. We might. I don't know. This is about an 18-inch length right now. Yeah, no. This is going to get a clasp at the end. Let's find my knot ends, the ones that I like and want to use. But I might have to settle for a different type than what I want to use, because I had planned on this being long enough. Cat's paw knot. Apparently, I cut back and did, I think, 30 inches instead of 36 inches is the problem. If I had cut 36 inches, I would have more than enough. So if you want this to be adjustable, please cut the extra length. Watch one of the other videos where I show how to crisscross the leather, and you can use that as you want. I'm trying to figure. Okay, I'm going to get stuck using these, which I didn't really want to use, but it's okay because they're nice too. I just prefer the ones that you either like crunch the middle to get on. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so we need to cut these at the same spot. 20 inches is about right. So I'm basically going to cut this piece to go the same with the other one, and I'm going to cut that flush instead of coming at a point. That's all I'm going to do. Move the strap back. You are going to take your pliers and you're going to put one of these on the back like so. Remember, any length that is within this is coming off the total length of your piece. Then you're going to take this and very slowly, very carefully start squishing it. We want to try to keep it as round looking as possible. Otherwise, it just looks like a squished flat mess, which the person wearing it is not going to see or know, but the majority of men have short hair, so they are going to be seen. And once it gets to this point, you can grab your crimper. This is my micro crimper. Of course it is. But you could put it in the round part, not the part that makes like the little taco, but the round part. I am doing it with the micro flush cutters. I don't know if you can tell how it's moving bit by bit to keep it round. So that way it's not just a squash squished mess. It still looks nice. Let's go ahead and put the other one on. We're going to stick it inside. And just like the last one, you're going to slowly compress it very carefully. You might even have to go to the inside to get the bottom one. Well, don't do that. It wasn't tight enough to hold it. And just kind of squish up in there just a bit. And then you're going to slowly work the other one over. This is where you bring the little rounded crimper in so that it doesn't look squashed, squished, flat. Because that's not appealing looking for anybody. And then you want to make sure that like this end right here, oops, hello, this end right here isn't sticking out. So you just kind of want to go down the whole length of it, giving it teeny tiny squishes until you are happy and your leather is secured within it. This is why I don't like using these. I will sit here and fuss with this for forever, but we don't need to. We are just going to attach a lobster claw and a large jump ring for them to hook it into. I always use a bigger one than I need when I'm doing this for gentlemen, just because it's easier for them. So there's that. Where's my silver findings? Ooh, I didn't realize it was open. I just almost dropped everything. I think that's going to be too small. So let's go for the 3. I like to use the smallest, strongest jump ring I can whenever I'm using it, so that it's more aesthetically pleasing in my opinion. But it's also more secure that way because it's like more rounded on itself, if that makes sense. I don't like when you buy jump rings and they have like one end over the end. Oops, I was supposed to use that for a lobster class. I don't know why they do that because then they're never really round. But I don't have any more this size and I don't want to use too big of one. So we're going to put this on. I'm going to put a dab of glue off camera, which is AKA Steve's going to do it because I'm allergic. And I'm still healing from my last glue debacle. So yeah, we're going to let Steve glue it for me. He's gotten good at not making it messy, which I appreciate. And there you go, guys. It's a very nice necklace. If you wanted to keep beading up, you can change out which beads you use. You, again, don't have to use any beads at all. You can just leave it the plain wood or whatever focal you decide to put this on, you can do it. Now, if you have something that is on a jump ring, you can still do this over the jump ring itself. And that gives you a little bit wider variety. Then you have a nice knot that is over the top of the jump ring. So there you guys go. There's the end of 21 days, the 21st project. I hope you guys all like it. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'd love it if you could hit like, share the video, become a subscriber if you're not already. And I hope to see you later. Have a great day, everybody. And as always, happy beading.